refresh the page and see what happens.
Spin it.
This has to go at an angle. Am I live? There. Okay, there you go. Let's see if it works.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. All right, y'all. I'm here. Just working on logistics. Trying to get a good angle. Might have to move back a little bit. All right. That looks pretty good from what I can see. Go down a little bit. Okay. All right.
I can totally see the front door.
Oh. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Michelle Stafford. I'm also known as Diva Yogi. Welcome to my home studio and your evening practice. Or maybe it's during the day because you'll see it later. We're here to do a beginner's practice, so you want to make sure that you have a few basic things. One, a yoga mat or a surface where you're not going to slide. Make sure you're on a safe surface. Also, yoga blocks if you have them. You also want, hey Nia, you also want to make sure that you have some kind of strap. A towel will do. Anything that you'll be able to use for an extension. So, hey doggone sister. I don't know if I know you in real life, but welcome. Also, so strap, blankets, bolsters, blocks. Don't worry if you don't have those things. They're just extra. Also, if you have a chair, because some of us have a hard time getting on and off the floor, or also balancing, because you'll be able to use, oh, Tashi, hey girl. So you'll be able to use the chair for balance, because today we are working on balance and strength. Remember, when we do our practice, it is easy to go deeper than it is to come back from having gone too deep. So take your time and go at your own pace. And best of all, have a good time. All right, so let's get started. Also, my mother is on the other side of this camera.
Hi, y'all.
She says hello. She says hello. But Tapura's watching too. Mommy said hi, Tapura.
Hi.
Hey Tashi and hey Nia, to all of you guys watching. So, you know, this is a family affair, and yoga is all about community, with yoga being at the center. So, hey LB, let's get started. So, sitting in a nice, comfortable seat. Bring palms to heart center. Taking 3 deep breaths. Allowing the belly to expand with the inhale. And with the exhale, move toward the spine. Big inhale to expand. And exhale, pressing the breath out. A great pace for the breathing is a 4 count in and out. Exhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Noticing what the hips feel like against the earth. Awareness on what the palms feel like pressed against one another. And allowing any unnecessary stress to leave the body. So just scanning the body gently, noticing if you're holding that part of your body tight. Bowing in to connect mind and body. Surrendering the ego to the true self. We make a wish or set an intention for our practice. Holding that intention in our hearts. Seeing in our mind's eye with our thumbs to our forehead. And releasing into universe with a big reach overhead. Exhaling back to heart center. And opening the eyes without searching. Interlacing the fingers and pushing palms up overhead. Crossing the legs the opposite way if they're crossed. And then bringing the hands in front of you. Look at your hands, crossing the non-habitual way, pushing the palms away. Make sure you can see your fingers, and then push the palms up overhead again. Taking 3 deep breaths. And gently releasing and coming up to standing. Taking the hands onto the shoulders, feet are about hip distance apart. Making circles, elbows touching in front 3 times. And reversing. Nice and easy. Good, and then extend the arms open. You're going to give yourself a big hug, reach around, and hug yourself. Ooh, my hands are cold. Deep breath. Inhale to open, and give yourself a hug with the crossing the opposite way. Good, and gently opening the arms and stepping about 3 feet apart. And then pulling the heels in to just underneath the elbows. Pushing the palms to face in. Exhaling, bending the knees, coming as low as you can while standing up straight, and then coming back down again. Down and up 10 times. Going at your own pace. Make sure your toes are turned out. Down and up. The strengthening, working on strength and balance today. Strengthening the quadriceps here. That's the tops of the legs. Through dynamic movement. Those of you who know me well know that I lose track of counting. So just for good luck, we're going to do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then hold and count to 10. How fast are you counting? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gentle inhale up and then swing it around, taking the hips back, thumbs to the forehead. Take it around and look up. Down and up. moving at your own pace. So you might be moving faster than me or even slower. As we're moving, we're lubricating the joints. Two more. Down and up, down and hold. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling up, taking the feet nice and wide, and turning to your right. So here we're working on a bit of balance. The chest is facing the short edge of the mat. So which way is your chest facing? The short edge of your mat? Now for those of you who have a difficult time lifting your back heel, maybe your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Inhaling to extend the arms up, holding. Exhaling. Inhaling back to center. And then over to your left. Getting nice and low. Short edge of the mat. The chest is facing the short edge of the mat. The arms are wide. Again, the heel is either lifted toward the ceiling, or if you need to, it could be down on the floor at a 45-degree angle. Taking the arms down and lift. Holding and breathing. One more exhale. Inhaling back to the center. Heels in, step or hop. Arms by your side. Strength and balance. We jump in and out. Whoop, whoop, jumping in and out. Your jump could be this. Hey, hey. Or your jump could be even wider. Make sure that as you jump, that your feet are turning out, because if you don't, your knees will collapse in. So make sure as you jump out, and then jump back in. Doing that 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, hey, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. I wish you could see my mom, because she really did a really awesome modification. So what she did was, she stepped out, 4 on this side, and then 4 on the other side. So it's a wonderful modification. Good job. Arms by our sides. Inhale to extend up, and exhale, sit Utkatasana, chair pose. Taking 5 deep breaths. So those of you who may not be able to do this easily, perhaps you actually sit on a chair and you raise your arms up. That counts. Deep breath. Inhaling up, extending the arms, and exhaling, bringing the arms down. Again, hands at chest height, hopping apart, or stepping, and then turning to your right. Back heel lifts. Option 1 is to stay here and work on your holding the posture, or adding movement, stepping forward and back. So as you step forward, lean forward slightly, step forward, and then step back. Doing 8 on each leg. 2, 3, 6, 7, and hold it back, and back to center. Over to your left. Arms sitting up. Using your dristi, that's something you're looking at. It's not moving. Again, you can stay here or begin to step forward. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep your weight in your front foot as much as possible. And hold. Coming back to the center. And this time taking the right toes out to the right, warrior 2. Bending and holding. Checking the back arm. Is your back arm parallel with the floor? If that's too much for some reason, maybe you take your arms to your hips. Extending arms and holding. It's not as fun, is it? No. So challenge yourself unless you're in pain. Coming back to the center. And over to the left. Left toes out and hold. Now check your back foot. Is your back foot parallel with the short edge of your mat? Deep breath. And back to center. One more on each side. Turning the right toes out. Deep breath. Again, looking. Your legs are long, or your back leg is really long. Your arms are extended. And gazing over the right middle finger. And back to the center. Extending arms out and over to your left. Deep breath. Gazing over your left middle finger unless it's stressful on your neck. And back to center. And heel toe in, nice and easy. Good. Now moving to a plank. So moving from plank to downward dog. You can do this 2 ways. So you can go plank, downward dog, or you can come onto all fours and press back several times, okay? So if you need something for your knees, you put a blanket under your knees, or you can fold your mat like so, placing your knees on the mat, okay? Downward dog to plank 10 times, forward and back. Nice and smooth. And hold downward dog or child's pose, wherever you are. Really pressing into the mat to send the chest back toward the thighs. Now, either coming onto all fours and extending the right leg, lifting and lowering the leg, or downward dog, big toes touch, lift and lower the right leg 10 times. Holding the leg up. Deep breath. Even weight on the hands. One more deep breath. And bringing the foot down. Switching legs. Either you're on all fours with the leg extending, lifting and lowering, or you're in downward facing dog. Big toes touch, lift and lower the left leg now. Inhaling the leg up, exhaling the leg down. Even weight on both hands. One more lift. Deep breath. Even weight on both hands. Extending high. And coming down. Holding downward dog for 5 deep breaths. Again, you can hold downward dog or child's pose. And walking the hands and feet together. And holding on to opposite elbows. If it's extremely uncomfortable for you to have your legs straight, then consider having your legs bent, or you can put your hands onto your shins and only do the half version of the pose, Ardha Uttanasana. Deep breath. Switching the crossing of your arms if you're holding on to opposite elbows. And coming back onto all fours. Now from here, extending your right leg and your left arm. Or maybe you go into downward dog, big toes touch, extending your right leg and your left arm. Gently releasing. And the other side, lifting your left leg, either from all fours or downward dog, and extending your right arm. Gently coming back down and moving into child's pose or holding downward facing dog. Making sure that the knees are far apart enough just so that your inner thighs hug your outer ribs. We're coming onto the belly, placing the hands under the chest, inhaling to press up or down and down. Now, if you have a bolster or blocks, you have a few options here. You want to have a surface that you've built up, either using your blankets, bolster, or blocks, that will support your push-ups. So you can do it just like I showed you, or supporting the hips. Also, if you want to do a push-up not supported, that's also great. So down and up 10 times. Going down and up. Make sure that you're not going down leading with the belly, but actually bending the elbows and leading with the chest. Four more. And going back into child's pose or downward dog. Deep breath. Again, coming next set of 10. Down and up. 10. And 1. Coming into child's pose, downward dog, or even Virasana. 5 deep breaths. Coming back onto the belly or onto your prop, or doing without any props, down and up 10 times. One more time. Make sure you go into up dog or cobra. Holding up dog or cobra. Deep breath. And again, moving into Virasana, child's pose, or downward facing dog. Taking 5 deep breaths. Next, moving into Anantasana. So Anantasana, resting on your elbow with the hip stacked and lifting the leg up. If you can grab your big toe, that's great. If you can't grab your big toe, now is the time to either grab your strap or your belt or your towel, whatever you have that you can wrap around your foot for support. If you have a strap, you can actually make a loop with your strap, place it around your foot, take the metal away from the skin, and extend the leg up. So just because I can reach my toe doesn't mean that I have to, because this gives a different feeling than grabbing the toe. So decide what works for you today. Taking 3 more breaths here. And then releasing the leg and moving that same leg down and up 10 times. So up and down, allowing rotation in the foot, in the hip. Holding the leg up. You can use your strap or not. And see if you can make your body as straight as possible. So ideally, your ankle is in line with your elbow. This becomes a balancing posture. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bringing the leg down and rolling over or switching sides. So you can roll over or you can switch onto your other side this way. If you're not sure if your body is straight, you can actually use the edge of your mat or the wall to let you know if your body is straight. So down and up, well, actually holding, either using your strap or grabbing your big toe. If you don't have that, guess what? Maybe you hold your leg. Deep breath wherever you are. And again, 10 lifts, 10. You can either go at this pace, or maybe your pace is faster or slower. Whatever you decide to do, make sure that you remain in a place of calm, center, and balance. Again, holding the leg up, either using the strap if you need to, or just holding nice and long legs. Deep breath. And gently releasing, coming onto your belly. Pressing up onto all fours and going into a side plank. Option 1, kick the leg out, extend and come onto the inner foot and hold. Okay, so you can be here if you want more of a challenge. Maybe you're here, or go into full Vajrasana, moving from a plank onto your side, holding for 5 deep breaths. My cat, he wants to go outside. He says, ow. He sounds like a bully.
I know.
Coming to the center, either onto all fours or rolling onto the outside of the other foot. Breathing, make sure your hips are even. Maybe you look up at your top arm. Coming back to the center. And again, on the other side. Make sure your hips are not too high, nice and level. There he is. Switching sides. Maybe you look up. Coming back into downward facing dog or child's pose. 5 deep breaths. Coming down onto the belly. Come onto the belly in a different way this time. Sending the hips back as we look ahead. Placing the elbows down if you can, and then gently shifting forward. Letting the elbows come up as you press the chest toward the floor. Keeping the hips up, and then start to lower the hips as you lift the chest. Nice and easy. Gently reversing, so pulling yourself up and back. Nice and slow. Go so slow that you are aware of what you're doing. As you come forward, at one point you're going to feel like I can't go forward. Let your elbows come up. Let your chest come down. And smooth it out. Nice and easy. Gentle and slow. Down. Lifting. A third time. Come down with the elbows. Slowly. Elbows come up. Chest comes down. And lift. Deep breath. Lowering the chest. Taking the arms by our sides. And lift everything you've got. Lift it all up. Now, if you're here and it feels like a lot on your pelvic bone, right? Feels like a lot on your pelvic bone, you can actually give yourself some support because your pelvic bone is very sensitive. So you actually give yourself some support here. A himsa, to do no harm. It's very important in yoga to do no harm to yourself or others or your environment. 10 times we lift Shalambhasana, locust, up and down. Get ready to hold it up. Hold it up. Deep breath. One more deep breath. And gently lower, allowing your side of your face to touch. Palms face the ceiling. Ten more, lifting 10 more. Palms face the floor with the thumbs turning away from the midline. Lifting 10 times, up and down. Lift and hold. Deep breath. And release. Turn your head the opposite way now. Palms face the ceiling. Lifting a third time. Third time's a charm. Lifting everything 10 times up and down. Last one, hold. 5 deep breaths. Lift from your thighs. And gently release. This time bringing your right knee out to the side and turning arms out wide unless you need your hands to be under your forehead. Option 1 is to stay here, or if you have the flexibility to do so, grabbing your big toe and either looking the same way or the opposite way. Deep breath wherever you are. Again, if this is too much on your neck, then maybe you put your hands under your forehead and or keep your legs bent. Gently coming out and switching sides. Bringing your left knee up. Either using your strap or you keep your knee bent. Again, the strap, if you made that loop, you can hold the leg out to the side. Using your strap, I don't know if you can see that. Arm out to the side, either looking the same way or the opposite way. Wherever you are, breathing deeply and fully. Gently releasing. So, one of my yoga students, I believe she's still watching, Tashi, I'm going to call her name out. She sent me a picture or a GIF of Jessamine, the yoga instructor, doing a headstand. And she said, let's do this. So, really, a headstand is not a beginner practice. So how would you prepare yourself for a headstand if you are a beginner, right? If you're new to yoga but not new to gymnastics, that's not a beginner, right? But new to yoga or any fitness regime, headstand is very difficult. So if you are a beginner, the way that you would prep for a headstand could be downward dog, just downward dog, right? Just like that, just like we've been doing. You're inverted. Or it could be to interlace your fingers like so. You want to reach for opposite elbows. So look down at your forearms, reaching for opposite elbows, and then crossing your fingers. You have a triangle. From here, you push you're isometrically pushing your elbows away. So when you push your elbows away, your head will come in between your arms. From here, you walk in. If you want more of an upside down situation, then you take one leg up. Still pushing your arms forward. And you hold. Taking 5 deep breaths. Nice and high. Deep breath. Gently switching sides, lifting. 5 deep breaths on the other side. Deep breath. Softening the shoulders onto the back. And gently down. So, some of you may be like, I already know how to do that. That's not what I want to do. I want to do more. So, if you want to do more, you can fold your yoga mat into 3 sections so that you have cushion for your head, or you can place a blanket in between. You don't want to be directly on the blanket to do this. And be in between because you want friction. You also have to make sure that your sleeves are out of the way. I do not recommend doing this if you've never done a headstand before. Okay, you should do this in the presence of a professional. It's up to you what you're gonna do. So I had to take my barrette out. Okay, next. Doing the same thing. Look at your arms. Shoulder distance apart, you're touching, interlacing your fingers, and you can do the exact same thing that you did last time. Or you can place your head. I don't know if my hair is gonna let me do this. Maybe. And you lift. Maybe you stay here. Maybe that's it. Right? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it right there. Maybe you play with that. Maybe that's it right there. Right? Or maybe that's it. Or you lift all the way up. Wherever you are, breathing. Softening the shoulders onto the back. And coming down slowly. Going into child's pose. And taking your time to come down onto your back. Drawing the knees in toward the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Taking the arms out wide and the feet wide. Gently dropping the knees. From side to side, nice and easy. Now keep this one turn TV down. Just for another 5 minutes. Just a little bit. Knees dropping from side to side. Nice and easy. And coming back to the center. Drawing the right knee in, extending the left leg. Deep breath. And switching sides. Good. And then slowly making your way into Shavasana. So, Shavasana, you're going to go ahead and lay flat on your back. Allow yourself to relax. I'm going to sign off now and allow you to have your special time. And just make sure that you do your self-care every single day. Be it dance to one song like I did earlier on Instagram just for a moment. Or make sure you drink your water, eat your vegetables. Every little bit adds up. So thank you for participating in beginner yoga, strength and tone, and with me and my mom. Mom, you want to get on and say hi real quick? Come on. My mom has been hiding, you guys. Yes, my husband did let him out, and he is watching TV right now, and it's loud. That's why I'm getting off, because your Shavasana will be disturbed. But my mom is coming on here to say hi to y'all.
Hi, everybody.
She has no face.
I have no head. No. Hi. How's everybody?
So here's my mom. She's on the other side. I'm going to show y'all her setup right here. This was her setup over here. She did not want to be on camera. I had to give her her own candles and everything to make sure that she was okay. But thanks for watching. Remember, we have class every Saturday and Sunday at the No Boundaries and at Umar Boxing. Saturday at 12 o'clock, Sunday at 11:30. You can check out my website, www.thedivayogi.com, for more information. Tomorrow I'll be at SAS doing a free class at the consignment shop. We'll also have wine and vegan cheese and conventional cheese. So again, namaste. Remember, healthcare, self-care is healthcare, and food is medicine. Have a great night, you guys.